All right, welcome back. We took a day off. It was Sunday. Oops, my B. Anyways, let's go ahead and start today. We are going to catch up with all the riveting AP news we missed. So let's go ahead and get started. We've got hot off the presses. Dozens injured in Israel after Iran missile strikes near nuclear research center. Okay, look at the carnage. Got it. That's my speed. We got speed. Speed is 1. Okay. Look at the wreckage. Here's the wreckage. God, so many. How do they have that many firefighters? You know what I'm saying? Jeez. Who's off fighting the war if all these people are putting out fires? Air conditioner swinging there. Very nice. Okay, wow. Uh-oh. Looks like some missiles got through, guys. Okay. See, now this is a new one developing. This is the, Cuba's next issue. Of course, the stupid old cars and the old buildings, that's Cuba, the old car, bunch of cars from the 1950s. These are fake. They just, push these out to keep this weird image going that, Cuba's got a bunch of old cars. I don't get that. Anyways, the next place is Cuba, so this is starting to set up the pretext for why the U.S. needs to go help the Cubans. And, as you can see, it's the theme is going to be, oh, the power grid's failing, the country's inept, they can't run it, they need help, so time for the U.S. to come in and save the day. Help these poor people in their humanitarian crisis get through. Let's take a look. Oh, there goes the car. It started, folks. See, it's real. It's all real. Look at how delicately they drive. Oh, shut up. Oh, yeah, that's just Cuba, bro. Stop. So the power's out. Everyone seems to be chilling. We're playing music. Third time in March. The whole grid collapsed, folks. We gotta go in and save these poor people. On God. On God, dude. Say to people, man. Okay, Hawaii's... We got another flooding in Hawaii article. Uh-oh. Who would have thought? Island in the ocean is flooding. Ah, shit. 20 years. What happened 20 years ago? That's what I want to know. Okay. The weather wars are very active. That's all I know. So, yeah. It's a weather war issue. Okay. It's looking rough out there. Here's a little something lighthearted. A tribute to the bison. An animal that settlers drove to near extinction with their own lust for meat. Let's see, what's this bison guy got to say here? They got the calf, beautiful calf. Beautiful calf there. Come on. Where's the play button?
Story, right? It's a wonderful story of conservation working.
It's a wonderful story,
a
right?
Story of people seeing a need and getting behind that to conserve an animal that is specific to North America. These bison will
Okay.
have pride of placement. They are literally on the outside of the steps of the National Museum of Natural History. And they were commissioned by a client who wanted to donate them.
Oh,
It also
really?
happens to be our 250th
What a
anniversary birthday for our
coincidence.
country. So it
Happy
seems
birthday,
very appropriate that the
America!
museum
How's it
and the
going?
client
250
chose
years. Look at this
that we have
ankle. My
our
God.
national mammal, the bison, to represent.
You know, I've noticed this worldwide effort is that human history is out, and now we're venerating animals. I don't know if it was real, but I saw something about the United Kingdom taking people off the money and putting animals on there. There was a petition to put pigeons on the $20, which I would absolutely get behind.
Your first view of that museum as you approach it. Working on a project like this is really intimidating because you know the history of all of the sculpture that's been made in DC. And I've studied a lot of the approaches that different artists have made, and it is really has been very intimidating to work on this project. But if you think about it
Just
too much,
make a
then you're just
realistic bison,
you're gonna
dude.
hobble yourself from doing anything good. I'm really passionate about animals and natural history, and that's the main reason that I do this. I came into art in college.
You notice how they show you the
I really
mammoths,
wasn't
the other
an
extinct
artist
animal.
right out of the gate, so I had to sort of learn those skills the hard way, and had some really great mentors. Anytime
Oh,
someone
really?
commissions me to do anything, I'm so flattered that they like
Oh,
the things we're doing here enough
and the
that they want to hire
$100,000
us to build
paycheck doesn't
something.
hurt
So
either,
yeah,
does it?
it's an incredible privilege to be able to make work for museums.
The home of lies. Okay. Uh-oh, we got something busting out in Prague. The Czech, the heart of Europe, is in free fall, guys. Holy cow! How is there that many people in a country that small? You don't know. Who knows? Oh, the Ukraine flag, OFC. Dress the children up as warriors. Good move. Rally against the new government.
Tak já
Wow, look
jsem
at all the
přišel,
suppression.
abych bránil něco, co je pro mě extrémně důležité, a
boy.
to je ta demokracie.
What is
Protože vím, že
important to
ten
you?
systém, který
Democracy.
máme, máme
Okay.
a je pro mě
Prove your
důležitý
democracy is
ho chránit.
legitimate.
A myslím
No
si,
one
že
can.
demonstrovat je důležitý, abychom to ukázali politikům. A proto jsem přišel.
Oh, see. This here. Always with this. And then this. It's like you're making your movement look bad with the snark. I just don't feel like insulting art works anymore. It's just that's all anyone does anymore is insult each other. And like, so we're saying, are we saying that he should be embarrassed because he's kissing another man? But I thought that was a source of pride in our modern New World Order society where freedom reigns. So you have freedom to kiss men. Are we saying that's embarrassing to him? I don't know. I'm an idiot. I don't know. Oh, W NATO. They got the NATO flag. Let's go. W NATO, dude. Look at the child. He doesn't understand why he's there, why he's doing it. All he knows is that everyone else is doing it, and it'll look good on his publicity and his timeline if he's out there with everybody. Democracy. Prove it. Prove it. Here we go, more sad wreckage from Israel. Look at the poor Israeli man search through the wreckage, confused. How would you like this if this was your house? Well, I don't have a house because I live in the best country on earth where I'll never be able to afford a house. So shut your mouth. Ha ha ha. You dunce. Interesting how they're all blown out a certain way. Why isn't any of the stuff, like, blown apart? You know, the possessions. There's a dresser right there, but the air conditioner's been blown to smithereens. It looks as if it's been sitting there just for months, the wreckage. This guy's on the scene. What are they talking about? How to pick up the rubble? I'd love to know what they're saying. Alright, well, that's your... Israel's been bombed, guys. So let's see what their response is, huh?
ראש הממשלה בנימין נתניהו ואני הורינו לצה"ל
We have ordered the IDF to destroy all bridges over the river to Lebanon. That's wild. That'll stop terrorists. A bridge. Like they're gonna take the bridge anyways.
כדי לסכל איומים על היישובים הישראלים בהתאם למודל בית חנון ורפיח בעזה. צה"ל ממשיך בעוצמה בתמרון הקרקעי בלבנון כדי לחסל את
Continues ground maneuvers with vigor to eliminate the Hezbollah.
ונקודות השולטות כדי להגן על היישובים.
To protect it. You notice how every sentence ends and this is for your protection. Not that I'm taking a side, you know.
מתוך אזור המלחמה למען הגנתם. אנחנו נחושים שלא לאפשר למציאות שלפני השביעי לאוקטובר לחזור. הבטחנו להגן על תושבי הצפון וכך בדיוק נעשה.
Okay, no more October 7th. Got it. Here's some footage of the humanitarian effort to destroy the bridges for your protection. And there it goes. Ooh, look at all the shrapnel. Look out for the shrapnel, everybody. R.I.P. Lebanon, I guess. You know, sucks to be you guys. Your whole country's infrastructure is being punished for the alleged terrorists you're harboring, so get cooked. Strategic. It's strategic. This is strategic. So Israel is essentially isolating itself, destroying all roads in and out. Can we see the post no bridge cloud? No. Alright, that's it. That's the explosion. That's the bridge not existing anymore. Oh, we've got BB on the ground, folks. He's live. He's in person. Look at him alive and there. And apparently so confident during this war zone. So confident. You know, they're blowing up the bridges for our protection, yet here's the leader of this operation just out and about walking around. This guy looks suspicious.
Rest of the countries.
He feels safe enough to go walk around, yet we must blow up the bridges for your safety. It's for your safety, guys.
But more is needed. President Trump's call to have the international community confront this terrorist fanatic regime of zealots, that is a call not only for the security of America and the security of Israel, it's for the security of the entire world. You know. And it's time for them to act. I think President Trump knows exactly what he's doing, and whatever we do together, and as far as possible in confidence.
Buddies for life, all right. Never waste an opportunity. Italy's justice referendum. Okay, very compelling.
Stakes are high for Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni and her center-right coalition as Italians go to the polls to vote on a key judicial reform, which was strongly pushed by the center-right government and Meloni herself.
Again,
for the
wacky
Italian
glasses.
Prime Minister,
It seems like journalists love wacky
a defeat
glasses.
in this referendum could mean a weakening position Italy and abroad, where she's gained a very strong positioning in Europe and among her international allies. But as her international alliances, including the very controversial one with US President Donald Trump, go under scrutiny, this vote is becoming a very important test for her. Supporters say this reform will improve the Italian notoriously slow judicial system, while opponents say that it will put magistrates' independence at risk.
All right. No idea. That one's up to you guys. You know, I don't care. Aren't they part of the EU? You have no freedom. Sorry, buddy. Ask your NATO handlers for permission. Here we got some Ukrainian heroes flying their drones
воювати не тому, що ми там
on their way to
сиділи
blow
і
people up with
давайте повоюємо
robots.
дронами. А у нас більше нічого не було. Але ми настільки це вдосконалили, що зараз весь світ бачить і розуміє, що будь-яка в будь-якій точці світу, не дай Боже, хай її не буде, але якщо війна буде, це буде знову війна дронів, бо воно перегорнуло все. Всю тактику перегорнуло.
Drones have turned everything upside down.
Звичайно.
How did they not know?
Та, і цей
How
літачок,
would they not
вони
know
просто
drones
уявіть.
are the future of war? Everybody knew that.
Ракета від Петріота за 2
Oh,
мільйони
and they keep harping on this
$100,000.
thing is like, oh yeah, $10,000 drone takes out $100,000 missile. They're gonna go broke, and that's how we win. Yeah,
Якщо
yeah.
не влучив, то я його
Money
посаджу,
war.
там
Okay,
трохи
buddy.
дороблю, і він знову полетить. Це ж просто прірва. А ефект, нічим не гірший.
Call of Duty players, you know. I miss my calling in life, I guess. Damn it! And we've got the Pope. Wow, Pope's coming out. Interesting. Pope Leo, which is a lion. Which Operation Roaring Lion much? Look at the callback on that one. But you know, I'm just a nut. I will continue to dismay the situation, as well in other regions of the world torn apart by war and violence. Violenza. You don't hear much about Pope Leo, do you? Don't they actually go listen to this guy?
Ferisce l'intera umanità. La morte e il dolore
Yeah, and so does the price of housing and food. Speak out about that. Only comes out to give a speech when it affects Rome. You know, don't decry the situation in America and Canada, where our basic human needs, not rights, needs, food, water, shelter, are exploited beyond belief. To a point where we're at war with our own governments just to survive. You either pay them their taxes or you die. Period. So decry that. Pope.
It was very unusual. I never heard something like this before, really. And really, I just think this whole thing has to stop. I feel very bad for my people.
Oh, do you? Well, then suit up and go fight, buddy. Time to go drive a tank.
בשנייה האחרונה הצלחתי להיכנס למקלט, חבר שלי שהיה אחריי מהעדף אף לתוך המקלט, היה נשמע כמו פיצוץ אטומי, כל הפצעי בור של המקלט מלאו באבק וחול, לא הבנו מה קורה, פשוט זעזוע. אחרי זה יצאנו מהמקלט, רצתי לפה עם עוד חבר שלי, והמראות שראיתי פה אני לא מאחל לאף אחד,
you're getting hit with missiles because your country's at war? Dude.
ראיתי ילד שמתנדנד שם מהזה ונפל מהבניין.
Oh yeah, the children, 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 the children. The children! Got it, dude. The freaking children need to be saved. So they can afford rent someday and pay taxes too. This is getting me angry the more I go, dude. I'm getting fired up. Nothing that ever matters will be discussed here. Only nonsense. We've got some abandoned boats. Okie dokie. Obviously it's been blown up by something. There's a huge missile hole right there. Uncrewed Russian tanker drifting. You mean a ship that has clearly been hit with a missile or torpedo? Boy, I want to get through this. I just want it to be over. It's so painful.
About 4:30 today.
6 injured in floor collapse at New Hampshire wedding venue. Well, I can tell you right now that Wings and Kelly were having a wedding reception and things got a little too heavy for the floor. You know what I've noticed across America? You know, I've been across the country a couple of times now, and I've noticed that the infrastructure, old buildings that people refuse to bring up to code, and the modern obesity epidemic don't go together. You know, you've ever walked through one of these old East Coast houses, and you know, I only weigh 200 pounds, and I'm like 6 feet, so it's not that crazy. But every floor I'm walking up to, the floor's gonna collapse, and I'm not that big guy. Everyone I see is bigger than me. I mean, look at this firefighter right here. Can he walk on the floor? Probably not. That's all I'm going to say. Go look at Lolcow and tell me. Oh, 88, by the way. 88, by the way. 88 spotted. 88 spotted. 88 spotted. All right, this right here tells you a lot about the agenda that's going on. 88, the code for time manipulation. 88 miles per hour. Shout out Dusty Westfield, Jason Bickford for the unified code. The preserve, we're preserving, by the way, at Chocolate Ruins.
Calls for placed,
I don't know. 88, by the way, though.
At a wedding venue
33, 88, 19,
whatever.
whatever.
About 150 people that were in the building, and the floor had collapsed, and multiple people were trapped. Right now, 6 patients got transported. One was flown by medical helicopter to Maine Medical Center.
Okay.
The other patients were
One
transported to
person,
local area
bowels.
hospitals.
Well, look at this old... See, yeah, this is like some wedding reception, and a bunch of fat people were jumping around, and the floor collapsed.
People trapped.
I think we need to address our building codes in this country.
Evaluated everybody that needed to be evaluated.
Make sure everything's up to code, you know what I'm saying, man? Why are we paying all these taxes for building codes? They ain't being enforced here now. You can see, okay. Okay, really. This is newsworthy, apparently, also. How much more? Oh my god, there's so much! Gregory, okay, we have Emmanuel Gregory becomes a new mayor of Paris. Great, he's socialist, guys. Look at how they've, the rainbow flag is cooked, so now we've got this new gradient here. Hues and gradients. L'union de la gauche et la des écologistes.
De notre capitale
rejette
l'idée d'un Paris rabougri, l'idée d'un Paris qui trie ses habitants. Ce soir, les Parisiennes et les Parisiens ont adressé un message à Jordan Bardella, à Marine Le Pen, à Sarah Knafo et à ceux qui ont œuvré en coulisses pour l'union de ces droites. Ce message est clair.
The message is clear. Paris is not and never will be a far-right city. What does that even mean?
Je n'ai pas réussi à
conserves the traditional values of
que le changement était non seulement possible, mais surtout qu'il était nécessaire. J'ai aussi subi des attaques mensongères, en dessous de la ceinture, et qui sont absolument inacceptables dans une démocratie, où tous les principes démocratiques ont été bafoués. Le poison de la division a produit ses effets.
It's the same rhetoric always, like, oh, the other side sucks, the other side's evil, they don't care, blah, blah, blah. Will there ever be a time in your life again where you see a politician stand up there and you believe a word they say? Of course not. You know? Of course not. I mean, I won't. But, you know, I'm an idiot, so whatever. Oh! Protester kicks riot police during water... What? See, now that's a protest. World Water Day. As they proceed to waste a bunch of water spraying the protesters. How ironic, huh? ¿Dónde se quedan para que vea? The penguins are dry. They need the water. Radicalized penguins, here we go. 40 decrees that directly relate and this causing defunding socio-environmental rights. How about the cost of housing? See, you know what You know what blows my mind when I look at a group of people? Is that... Oh, wow. That's shocking. Is that somehow they all have a place to live. They're all happy to pay rent. They're all happy to be extorted for food, water, and shelter. Well, obviously not. They're getting annoyed by the water issue. Not the shelter issue. I don't know. I harp a lot on the shelter issue because it's just like, as someone who's lived 5+ years without proper shelter, yeah, okay, I lived in a van. That's a shelter. No, it's not. It's not. Stop. Don't even go there. Don't even go there with that. Don't even go where that with that mess. Because it's not. Think how often you walk into your kitchen or bathroom. Now imagine you don't have those. That's what living in a van is. Ruling party's HQ, and now we got Albania popping off. Everyone's just popping off, dude. What are these explosions they're using here? Uh-oh, journalist about to get consumed by the way. I took a... About to have another Kosovo situation up in here. Look into the Albanian genocide. Very compelling topic. You know that System of a Down came directly out of the Serbian genocide. That is what they were singing about. Little fun fact. Serge Tankian.
מצד אחד מאוד קשה לי, כי בסופו של דבר זה המקום שאנחנו באים להתפלל וכל עם ישראל בעצם מרגיש את הצורך הזה. ומצד שני, היה פה ביום חמישי, פה ממש באזור, נפל פצצת מצרר.
The fourth temple, I think, is getting destroyed, folks. So get ready. Prophecies being fulfilled.
מה היה קורה אילו לא היה את העניין הזה של הסגירה של הכותל, כי זה בדיוק שעה הכי עמוסה, כי כשהכותל פתוח אז שבתות פה מאוד עמוסות. אני תושבת הרוב היהודי, ואני יודעת מה זה. גם הילדים שלי הגיעו בדיוק בסמוך לשעה הזאת. היה פה נס גדול ועצום.
ממש בדיוק עכשיו אנחנו הלכנו לבית הכנסייה.
It was closed, very sad.
וסגור.
No kidding.
מאוד עצוב. והכל החנויות,
Sepulchre.
הכל החנויות סגורים.
What?
וגם אני רוצה לקנות התבלינים spice market.
Yeah, well, your country started a war, so yeah, this is what happens. You can't go to war and then have your open air market too. You know, that's not great. Oh, well, while Europe's burning, we have this. 200 cats compete in Romania's, quote, feline Oscars. Beautiful kitties. They're scared of all the explosions, I'm sure.
Pentru că
Sophisticat.
la sala palatului un număr impresionant de pisici. Este vorba de
Oh my goodness, look at him get inspected. They do cat inspection. I have no time for government or war. Oh, what a specimen.
Brațele mele se află Lion King. Este un mascul Maine Coon.
Lion King.
Culoare alb complet, după cum se vede. Are doar un an. Maine Coonul este cea mai mare rasă de pisică domestică din lume. Exemplarul din brațele mele este câștigătorul concursului Black Sea Winner de anul trecut. Un titlu foarte râvnit și muncit de majoritatea crescătorilor.
Alright, well, a little bit of lighter news, folks. There's a cat competition going on in Romania, so get your ass over there and get your cat judged. What do we have here? Rocket launch to supply the International Space Station. What are they supplying it with? You know what? I bet Putin's going up there to hide. He's hiding there. Putin's hiding on the ISS, guys. Every time I see a rocket, it looks CGI to me. I don't know. It just always looks fake. So they can do this, but they can't beat some drones from the Ukraine? Like, what? I don't get this idea that Russia just can't wage the war, but they can do this. So weird. Oh well. I guess that's just the lie we're sold, huh?
2 people have been killed after an Air Canada regional jet struck a fire truck on the runway of New York's LaGuardia Airport late on Sunday, crushing the front nose of the plane. 72 passengers and 4 crew members were aboard the Jazz aviation flight operating on behalf of Air Canada. The flight originated at Montreal Pierre Elliott Trudeau International Airport, the major airport
Pierre
serving Montreal.
Elliott Trudeau. They just keep putting names on the airport.
Is investigated.
So they rammed into a fire truck. Oops. Big mistake. Jewish charity ambulance set on fire in London. Okay, now we're just getting propaganda-y with this.
The first explosion was pretty light.
Every little inkling of anti-Semitism will be reported on from now on.
Very loud. We've got to have our beds. We could see smoke coming forth all over the place to find out that, unfortunately, 4.5/5 ambulances were destroyed.
The distress and anger of the local community, which I represent, as to what has happened. Burning ambulances in the middle of the night is a disgrace. And
Golders Greens? Are you kidding me, dude?
And the reason I'm afraid that it happened is that the government and the media, particularly certain parts of the media, have validated anti-Semitism on a countrywide
almost as if there
scale.
isn't a very inflammatory genetic war taking place right now. Crazy. Crazy. Almost got his ropes. Well, there you go, folks. No image of said ambulance or any of that, just a bunch of police standing around. Alright, we got updates on this plane thing. Stop, stop, stop! Heard from the control tower during the airport. No kidding. It's like, hey, you're about to smash into a fire truck! Why didn't the fire truck just hit its lights or something?
Truck 1 company, cross 4 Delta. Truck 1 and company, 4 Delta.
Why wasn't anybody in the truck injured? Just the pilots, that's curious. Stop, please. Stop, 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 stop. Everybody stop. Uh-oh.
Delta 2603, go around, runway heading 2000. 646. 646, I see you collide with vehicle in the pole position. I know you can't move.
Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased.
It just got
and
shredded.
Notifications are being made by Air Canada's care team at this time.
Catherine, the
The
Port
vehicle
Authority.
was responding to
This is
another
Canadian
aircraft operated by
authority,
United
the way.
that
Catherine
had
and
reported
Karen.
an issue with odor.
How are they so inept? Alright, finally we got some Trump news. It's Monday, so Trumpy's back
U.S. President
from the
Donald Trump
weekend.
has extended his deadline for Iran to allow shipping through the Strait of Hormuz, the narrow mouth of the Persian Gulf. Trump had set a 48-hour deadline for Iran that would have expired at midnight GMT Tuesday.
18th of May, 23.
But instead,
Why are we
just heard
choosing
from
that
Trump
footage?
on his Truth Social platform, saying that he's extended it by 5 days because of
19th, by the
ongoing
way.
discussions between Washington and Tehran. Now, Iran hasn't acknowledged any discussions between the 2 countries, and in fact, just in the last couple of moments, we've had Iranian state television describing Trump as having to the Iranians.
Had to cough.
All this comes as Iran earlier today had threatened to target electrical sites, desalination plants, and even the United Arab Emirates 4-reactor nuclear plant at Baraka out in its western desert. All of these sites would have been critical for survival in the Gulf Arab states, just showing the stakes of what was happening and how it could have spiraled into an even further escalation. Now,
think how worse it
whether
could
or
have
not
been
they're
if we didn't
actively
act.
having
Bottom of
discussions
the
right
sea.
now, whether or not this will mean any sort of end to the war. As this announcement came out, the United Arab Emirates
Look
said
at
that its
Bono
air
over
defenses were
there.
engaged
Look at
in
the background.
countering
Old
Iranian
Bono,
fire.
of course. And then you got some
Meanwhile, we've
dude
seen
being
the Iranians
handcuffed and
also
abused
launch
over here
missiles
for
on
some
Diego
reason.
Garcia, way out in the Indian Ocean, over 4,000 kilometers away from Iran. previously, Iran had said that its missiles were capped at a 2,000-kilometer range.
Oh, no cap.
So it's unclear whether
they're liars.
Missiles or whether it's lightened one of its existing missiles to allow
oh my
it to reach
God.
that range. Iran hasn't formally acknowledged this, but if this new range is true, that could put...
Oh my G, we might be all effed, dude. Let's see what Trumpy's got to say about this one, bro. Unky Trump, what you got to say,
they
Pops?
Called. I didn't call. They called. They want to make.
I didn't call them. They called me.
We are very willing to make a deal. It's got to be a good deal, and it's got to be no more wars, no more nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear
But they're lying
weapons
about the
anymore.
missile
They're
range, so how do we
that.
trust this?
Any of that stuff, there's no deal.
Have they offered to reopen the
This guy's cool.
You said you want to get the enriched uranium. How are you going to get the enriched uranium? Are you going to
It's very easy. If we have a deal with them, we're going down and we'll take it ourselves.
Going down and we'll take it. Taking it. Oh, we got more on this freaking plane crash here. LaGuardia. So this happened in New York, we're saying. Interesting. Oh, we got the mobile command center there, of course. I want to see the fire truck. Did the fire truck survive? Look at, they got the big 34 right out there for everyone to see. Oh, and 32, of course, yeah. Is Unit 33 there? Or I bet it struck Unit 33, of course. Oh, there it is, 35. He's cooked. Oh, no. Hey, they survived. Good job, guys. You made it. Those things are chunky and large. You've always wondered, what if the plane hits the fire truck? There you go. Proof. I've always found airport fire trucks very fascinating. They're extremely large and look completely unnecessary. But then again, I'm an idiot, so I don't know anything. Duh, that's why I sit in a hotel room, stupid poor loser, blah, blah, blah.
You're not telling the truth when it comes to productive conversations to end the war.
Well, they're going to have to get themselves better public relations people. We have had very, very strong talks. We'll see where they lead. We have major points of agreement. I would say almost all points of agreement. Perhaps that hasn't been conveyed. The communication, as you know, has been blown to pieces. They're unable to talk to
I
each
believe
other.
was the correct term.
But we've had very strong talks. Mr. Witkoff and Mr. Kushner had them. They went, I would say, perfectly. I would say that if they carry through with that, it'll end that problem, that conflict, and I think it'll end it very, very substantially. So the discussions took place yesterday. They went into yesterday evening. They want very much to make a deal. We'd like to make a deal too. We're going to get together today. We're doing a 5-day period. We'll see how that goes. And if it goes well, we're going to end up with settling this. Otherwise, we'll just keep bombing our little hearts out.
Mr. President?
Okay, buddy.
A top
bombing
person,
our
forget.
little hearts out.
We've wiped out the leadership phase 1, phase 2, and largely phase 3. But we're dealing with the man who I believe is the most respected and the leader. It's a little tough. We've wiped out everybody.
Wiped them out. There's nobody to talk to.
Leader. We don't.
Somehow they're launching
missiles.
missiles.
Nobody heard of the
But
second
I don't
Supreme
know.
Leader, the son. But the
nobody
people
heard
that
of this
seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President,
I can't.
Mr. President, I know you've deployed.
Because I don't want him to be killed. Okay? I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President.
Okay. Weird. Next. Okay, now this one is confusing me a little bit. Christopher Columbus,
A
I thought he
statue
was
of
an
Christopher
evil
Columbus
man.
has
I
been
don't know
placed
why
on the
they're
grounds
putting
of the
him up.
Eisenhower Executive Office building adjacent to the White House. It's the latest effort by President
CC.
Donald Trump's administration to recognize the controversial explorer. The statue is a replica of one that was tossed into
like
Baltimore's
Action Man.
harbor in 2020 during Trump's first term at a time of nationwide protests against institutional
Really?
racism.
Tossed into the
Trump
harbor.
endorses a
That's
traditional view of Columbus
wild.
as a leader of the 1492 mission,
Destroyed
seen
July
as the unofficial
4th,
beginning of
2020.
European
Wow.
colonization in the Americas. But in
The
recent years,
Italian,
Columbus
see,
has also been recognized as a...
This is a classic episode of The Sopranos where, like, Tony and all them, they'd be all worked up about the Christopher Columbus Day. There's actually even an episode where they complain about the CC parade has been taken. So, like, gifted to the White House by the Italian-American Organizations United Incorporated, the IAOU. IOU. You owe me. It'd be a shame if something happened. If you didn't, how do I say, put the statue up. October 13th, I'm pretty sure was a Friday the 13th as well. But, yeah, Baltimore, by the way. Whatever happened to the Baltimore Bridge? That just disappeared from our memories, didn't it? Remember that? The Baltimore Bridge
Columbus
collapse?
as a
That was
leader
such
of
a
the
big deal.
1492 mission,
But then it
seen
wasn't.
as the unofficial beginning of European colonization in the Americas. But in recent years, Columbus has also been recognized as a primary example of Western Europe's conquest of the New World, its resources, and its native people.
Well, no kidding. Shouldn't we be proud of explorers? Because, like, was it his angry face goal to come and subjugate a whole continent, or nah? How does anybody even know? No one was there. But we got some writings from people. Okay.
I'm standing outside the Supreme Court where the justices just finished arguments in an important case about voting.
That's what I say.
The court's conservative majority...
Holy cow. These are the people that are deciding our lives, folks. Old cretins. This is why I believe the retirement age for all government workers, Supreme Court included, should be 65. Get these people out of here. I mean, can they even think?
Open.
Look at this dude, just George Bush's uncle right here, for sure.
Ruling out laws in 14 states and the District of Columbia that allow ballots that arrive after Election Day to be counted.
Why?
The case comes from Mississippi, and a lower court had said that
I thought mail-in voting itself was under destruction due to the new
Mississippi
bill.
Cannot count ballots that arrive under the state law up to 5 business days after the election. The outcome of the case could affect voting in the 2026 elections because if the court says these relaxed ballot deadlines are no
envelopes,
good,
not
states
even
will have to scramble to change their policies and laws regarding late arriving ballots. In addition, another 15 states allow ballots from military and overseas voters to be counted if they arrive later than Election Day. It's unclear how this case would affect those states, and potentially early voting and absentee voting in general could be called into question by the court's ruling.
Okay, well, pretty inconsequential. 5 days to get your vote in, dude. Mail-in ballot, by the way. You know, I live in Oregon here, and what's interesting in Oregon is unless you specifically say, don't register me to vote, when you file for your driver's license, you are automatically registered to vote, which I find a little strange. Of course, I check the box not to be registered because I don't believe that the continuity of voting and democracy is real anymore, unfortunately.
As I announced earlier, based on preliminary conversations between the United States
Guns
and
on
Iran
the
over
table.
the past 2 days, I've directed the Department of War to temporarily postpone planned strikes against major energy and electricity targets.
Oh, look at
in
that.
Iran.
We got a deal
My
cooking,
whole life has
guys. We
been
got a deal
negotiation,
cooking.
But with Iran, we've been negotiating for a long time.
Long time.
They mean business.
Do
And
they?
it's only because of the great job that our military did is the reason they mean business. They want to settle, and we're going to get it done, I hope. But I would say there's a very good chance. And it began when I said that I won't be.
So
We were
bored.
planning tomorrow on shooting down some of their power plants, and we're not going to
Shooting
hold
down
that
their
up.
power
Hopefully
plants
we won't have to
that they
do it.
have floating in the sky.
And hopefully we can make a deal that's good for all of us.
Hopefully,
so
probably not.
Days, and
Don't get your hopes up.
Going to see where that takes us.
Make America safe again now is the new slogan.
It could very well end
Surely
up
we'll all
being
be
a
safer
very
if our
good
rent
deal
was cheaper, no? And
for
food
everybody.
costs went
as
down.
As if we went all the way and just literally annihilated the place, which
was your plan originally.
That would be a good thing, not a bad thing.
But I would like to. That was kind of my goal. Well, you know the negotiations will fail and things will pick up again because this is one of those things. So we're sending in the ICE to be the TSA now. Here we go. Is this an airport or a mall?
The government is full of it.
Oh, they full of it, man. You notice how they take these average folks, as Obama would say? Look at them. See, now we got this aggressive bullshit. And you know this is all, look at this dude, like, this is all a scam to, like, do immigration at the airport, because the TSA is not going to. They're friends with the immigrant people, if you know what I mean.
So, it's not fun.
Should it be?
I cannot, I don't want to miss my flight, so I came like it was an
okay, this
flight.
guy, they're like, look really depressed.
I don't have a problem with.
You're not allowed to have that orange juice now. I'm going to have to confiscate it. Look at how they rove around in packs. They're all happy and smiling and nice. I don't get why they have to dress like soldiers. You know, surely we can come up with another outfit. Are they police or ICE?
What them bringing
it's all very
ICE in,
confusing.
But they've just been
the waters are so
I've
murky.
seen them, they've just been standing around talking. So,
is there any authority figure alive who doesn't hold their stupid vest like this? I hate that. Whenever I see somebody walk around like this, like, hey, got my vest on, I immediately lose respect for that person's authority.
You know,
and those are always the ones that come to, like, this guy. Shut up, dude.
Know that they're.
This guy's a problem at that.
You know, I mean, because what I heard on the news.
I'm just trying to get to Miami for spring break.
Crowd control, but everything seems to be flowing smoothly.
Well, that's because they're there, no?
I mean, it doesn't affect me personally, but I'm sure it makes a lot
doesn't
of
people nervous. It does affect you personally, though, because you're going through security. Are you kidding?
And it's sad.
It doesn't really affect me, so, like, I don't care. She's cute, I guess. I mean, her mouth, you know. Excuse me. Alright, Iran makes a deal. I'm gonna just kind of summarize, because they're getting repetitive now, so these are things we've already seen. I'm not even going to look into this stupid thing about Elvis, because Elvis is a monster who blanked underage women his whole life and then died on the toilet because he's a drug overdosing overconsumer. Committed every 7 deadly sin you can commit known to man and does not deserve the fame or anything he has. That's my Elvis slam. Sorry, Elvis fans. And we got the fire truck again. We're looping. And then we got the socialist guy. Okay. And now we have Iran rescue team finds a survivor in the rubble. Let's take a look. That's finally some footage out of Iran. Let's see their humanitarian crisis unfold. They've still got a fire truck. They've still got people doing firefighter stuff. A lot of these scenes are just like workers looking through, looking through bodies, finding bodies. That person was alive, but apparently now they're dead. So, sucks to be them. Hey, you know what? Feel bad because she doesn't have shelter anymore. Oh, wait, neither do half of Americans. Bill Cosby sexually assaulted a woman in 1972 and awards her, quote, $19 million. There's another 19 for everybody. And then here, let's finally end with this stupid bridge, and then I'm done because I'm getting angry looking at all this nonsense. Look what they did. Look what they have did. Why are they are seeing what would you suggest? Oh, and that was it. Okay, wow, what an explosive clip. All right, here's a cat to end. Okay, well, that's it, everybody. Another exciting day in your world. I hope you didn't get as angry as I did. I mean, I'm not angry. I'm just annoyed that existence is so hard in this alleged America that's freeing the earth of every struggle. But here I sit in my stupid hotel. But I know, get your money up, pimp, you're a failure. Money, money, money. I don't love money, so I deserve to suffer. Anyways, we'll be back at you with something new or old tomorrow. I don't know. Just keep reporting on the nonsense news, all I can do. But, yeah. Sorry if my perspective offends you. You know, I'm inflammatory, I'm a loser, blah, blah, blah. Camera cutout, whatever. Okay, so see you later. Bye.